Saying no to alcohol is quite possibly the most difficult thing when you're quitting drinking. The peer pressure is real. In this video, I'm going to give you the secrets how to go from fumbling with your awkward no's to confidently and proudly saying no to alcohol without any hesitation or doubt. Just before we get into the art of saying no, let me introduce myself and just explain my drinking habits prior to quitting alcohol. I was a typical binge drinker, the soul of the party. I'd always have a drink in my hand. I quit drinking and it lasted a whole 6 months. I became the expert at staying away from parties, staying away from different situations where alcohol would be. And at that moment, I was sure that my willpower and discipline was going to keep me on the alcohol-free path. Now, if you're anything like me, you'll know that there are serious holes in this strategy. After 6 months being alcohol-free, I was in a social situation that I couldn't control. Alcohol was there, I was offered alcohol, and I just couldn't refuse it. I didn't know how to say no to alcohol. And so I felt powerless, and I caved and I drank. I was caught in a cycle. I knew I didn't want to drink alcohol anymore, but my friends kept on offering me drinks and I didn't know how to say no. So I was caught in that never-ending loop. I lacked the vital tools on how to say no, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. The tools that you need to say no to alcohol. And by watching this video, you're going to be fully prepared to say no to alcohol when it's offered to you in future situations. So let's get into it. When it comes to saying no to alcohol, there are 3 levels of difficulty. The base level is relatively easy, and then it gets more and more difficult. So stay around for the last one because that's what you're really going to need in those tough situations. Now, the first level is all about having your one-liner ready. Now, what's a one-liner? This is that one line you're going to say when somebody asks you, do you want a drink? How should you respond? The ideal response to this is, yes, I'd love a sparkling water with lime, thanks. You need to know exactly what you're going to drink in that moment. For me, for example, I love sparkling water. It doesn't feel like deprivation at all. For a lot of people, they're just not happy drinking water in different environments. That's fine, but know what you're going to drink in advance. If you're new to the alcohol-free game, make sure you check out the online drinks menu before you get to the venue. There's nothing worse than being there and just not knowing what you're going to drink and feeling like a kid by ordering a Diet Coke or a Diet Pepsi, whatever it is. Like, is that really your drink of choice? Probably not. So have your drink choice ready and order it with confidence. So that's the first level, knowing what you're going to order in advance. So by having your drinks option already prepared and ready to go, some people won't question your drinks choice. But if you have friends like mine, they will ask questions. For me, I couldn't go from being that party girl to then being the person who orders a sparkling water at the bar. Like, that's too much of a jump. So my friends did ask questions. So the next level is when people ask you, why aren't you drinking? Here you have the option of how much detail you want to give. And this will depend on the type of relationship that you have with that person. Now remember, you owe nobody an explanation for why you're not drinking alcohol. The most simplest answer that I give to this question is, I don't drink. I've said this for years now when I'm with new acquaintances. And surprisingly, nobody questions me. They simply accept it. And why wouldn't they? Now, there are 2 add-ons to this sentence if you want to give a bit more information. For some people, especially when they're early on in the alcohol-free journey, just saying I don't drink is just too much. It doesn't feel comfortable for them. If you want to soften that sentence, you can add on right now or at the moment. I don't drink right now. I don't drink at the moment. This really softens the expression and makes it so much easier to say rather than I'm not drinking alcohol and I'll never drink alcohol again. That's so extreme for so many people that it just doesn't feel comfortable. The second add-on to that is, and I feel amazing. So I'm not drinking at the moment and I feel amazing. Who can question that? Remember, it's so important, your tone and your expression and your confidence when you're answering these questions. There's a big difference between, oh, I'm not drinking at the moment and compared to, yeah, I'm not drinking at the moment and I feel amazing, right? People will pick up on your energy and how you're saying it. So say it with confidence, say it with energy, and say it with conviction, and nobody will question it. Now, sometimes people feel as if they want to give an explanation as to why they're not drinking, and you can if you want to. Some examples could be, I'm not drinking tonight, I've got the car. I'm not drinking today because I'm on medication. I'm not drinking today because I've got an early start tomorrow. Now, these are all valid reasons for not drinking, but you want to make sure it's not coming from a place of insecurity. If you feel confident in the choice that you've chosen to take a break from drinking or you've chosen to quit drinking, then that's going to come through in your energy and your words. limits. Now, just before we move on to that final level of difficulty of saying no to alcohol, I'm always asked the question about if it's okay to pretend drink alcohol. Now, what I mean by that is ordering a drink that visually looks the same as an alcoholic version and telling people that you are drinking that gin and tonic and it's not just lemonade and lime. A few things to remember. For me, a lie is a lie. It's going to come through in your body language and how you hold yourself. So do you really want to be lying about what you have in your glass? That's a question for you. And secondly, to be alcohol-free in a world where the majority of people do drink alcohol, you have to be an outlier. Just by choosing not to drink alcohol instantly means that you're not like everyone else statistically, and you have to own that. And if you feel the need to lie about what is in your glass, you probably won't succeed on the alcohol-free journey. And then the third thing to think about is, imagine you're on a date with somebody. One person is lying about what is in their drink, and the other person is getting a little bit tipsy because they're matching you drink for drink. You get into that situation, and it just seems very predatory, it seems gross, it seems ethically wrong to me. Maybe it doesn't for you. You have to decide. For me, I'm not a fan of pretend drinking. Like, it just doesn't go with my ethics, I guess. But that's for you to decide. So at the third level, we've already gone through, you order your drink, your one-liner, and then you say, and you feel fantastic. And then the final piece to the puzzle is to redirect the focus of the conversation. So far we've got, yeah, I'm not drinking at the moment and I feel amazing. Anyway, tell me, did you get that contract signed by the new client? How's your wife? How was the holiday that you took? What's going on with this new da-da-da? Whatever it is, redirect the attention to the other person. So altogether, you've got, yeah, I'll have a sparkling water, thanks. Oh, why aren't you drinking? You know what? I'm just not drinking at the moment and I am feeling amazing. And that is the perfect way to say no to alcohol. So try this the next time that you're offered alcohol and let me know how it goes in the comments below. And if you've been trying to quit drinking on your own and it's just not successful and you want my personal help, book a call with me one-on-one. The link will be in the description below and we can have a conversation and come up with a plan on how you can quit alcohol in the next 30 days. And if you're not quite ready to work one-on-one with me, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and binge watch all of the content that I put out there. All of the information is there, and this is the video I recommend watching next. Take care.